It's second date territory for President Donald Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong Un, who are talking de-nuclearisation in the Vietnamese capital Hanoi. The meeting follows on from last year's summit in Singapore. President Trump's already declared the talks will be very successful, but Donald Trump's bid to seal an historic deal has been overshadowed by those allegations made by his former lawyer. The BBC's Jon Sopel is on the ground in Hanoi. I asked him how the leaders' second date was going.
They have to be the most unlikely couple ever brought together. But, diplomacy, the world stage, you don't choose the people you have to be speaking with. And I think that it is extraordinary. They do seem to have a kind of rapport between them. Two of the most unusual hairstyles brought together on the world stage, you'd have to say. And I think that they are doing some serious business. Now, how far they'll get is anyone's guess. I thought that kind of Singapore was theatre. We've got to wait to see whether there is substance. I kept coming away with that horrible acronym, CVID, complete, verifiable, irreversible disarmament, which is what they talked about a lot in Singapore. I'm hearing a lot less of it now, and I'm wondering whether there is some kind of compromise in what Donald Trump is going to ask from Kim Jong Un in the name of getting a deal.
Yeah, so who's going to blink first? Because that's what it's going to come down to, isn't it? Someone's got to concede something. So who's it going to be?
Well, I think last time round, Donald Trump thought he'd had a brilliant summit in Singapore. He comes to the news conference, announces that unilaterally America is going to suspend military testing on the Korean Peninsula. And everyone scored that as a massive victory for Kim Jong Un, with Donald Trump not having got much in return. So I think Donald Trump's got to be careful that if he's going to give away goodies like lifting sanctions, declaring an end to the Korean War formally, then he's got to have something back in return. And it's what that is and whether it's enough and whether Kim Jong Un is going to make serious steps to open up the nuclear facility in North Korea for inspection, for verification, and all the rest of it that the US has previously demanded.
So Donald Trump has said he thinks it's going to be really, really, really successful. What does success look like in his mind, do we think?
Well, so let me give you the micro answer and let me give you the macro answer. Micro answer is really, really good, is Michael Cohen isn't in the headlines tomorrow. Nuclear disarmament is in the headlines tomorrow. Because I think that Donald Trump does watch intently what the headlines are, which way they're going, how is it looking for him. And he cares deeply about that, and he will be fully aware that America is obsessed by one thing at the moment, and it's not what's happening here in Hanoi, it's what happened yesterday in Washington with the evidence given by Michael Cohen before that House Oversight Committee. And so I think Donald Trump would love to feel that on a small level the conversation goes back to what is happening on the Korean Peninsula. The macro level, what victory looks like is that there has to be substantial progress towards denuclearisation, denuclearisation, and to see that this has got meaning to it as well as sound bites. And and it's that latter bit that I think is the tricky one.
And the thing is, this is all, as you say, happening against a backdrop of the fact that Michael Cohen is basically, spilling his guts, and it's all over the media. How has President Trump handled that? Is he just ignoring it, pretending it's not happening, or is he speaking to it, or what?
Well, he didn't speak to it yesterday when he met reporters. Someone asked him a question on Cohen, and he just kind of put on his poker face, his lips pursed together, his eyes sort of kind of flared anger at the reporter, but he didn't engage. There's been one tweet saying that Michael Cohen's a liar, and I wish I'd never taken him on as my attorney. So far, I think everyone is trying to hose him down and say, keep calm, don't fire back, don't give this story another sort of news cycle. But it's going to be inevitable. Donald Trump just had the details of the news conference I'm going to go to this afternoon that President Trump is going to give. I would imagine every international journalist from around the world who will be there will want to talk about the denuclearisation of the Korean Peninsula, and virtually every American journalist who is there is going to want to talk about Michael Cohen and the accusations that Donald Trump was a cheat, a conman, a racist, those kind of three memorable words from the Cohen testimony. And also there are serious bits of what the suggestion from Michael Cohen when he produced the check that Donald Trump had signed while still in the Oval Office to pay off Stormy Daniels in breach of campaign finance laws, that raises the suggestion that the law was broken by the president. Now, that is serious. And there were one or two other bits as well, without going into the kind of weeds of it, where Michael Cohen was very careful. He took aim. He didn't go in there with a blunderbuss. He went in there with a sniper's rifle, and he was taking particular aim at targets where Donald Trump is vulnerable. And those questions are going to be coming back again and again at this news conference.